Paul, they say a week in politics is a long time, but 4 days in football seem equally as long as things change almost overnight. And it couldn't have come probably at a worse time for you after that fantastic display against Brackley.
Well, look, we knew things needed to be tweaked. We didn't expect the Harrison situation, and we had a little bit of bad news regarding Jerry. But look, it's football. It happens. We're moving on with the targets we've got in mind. Hopefully, we'll get them in, and we just that's just football. And you just said a week's a long time in football. A couple of days is a long time in football.
We've had a few fixture turnarounds as well. We've got the return leg now at Brackley. They'll be champing at the bit to get back at us after our great display against them. Away at Alfreton on Saturday, they beat Boston 3-2. Manager got the sack from that, so they'll be cock-a-hoop. One of your old players is with Alfreton in Reedy.
Yeah, look, 2 really tough games, 2 away fixtures. We're going to both, with a lot of confidence. Hopefully, Crofts will be right. He should be okay. And we've just got to approach him in the same way we've approached the last 2. I thought our mindset's been excellent. We've been really, really aggressive the way we've played, and I don't think anyone could doubt that we deserve both to win both games. So, but look, that's over. Another challenge, different challenge on Saturday. Coming up against a couple of the players. I think Richie Sutton's there as well. And you see it being like any game in this league, it'd be a really tough game. With
Harrison and Neil going, it gives the chance to Sol Marlovanovic to come into the front and take on the responsibility maybe in midfield. Yeah, look, we've still got 1 or 2 options. We've looked at Sharpie there. We've even looked at Ricardo there. In the past, in behind closed doors games. We've got other options with what we're looking to the players we're looking to bring in. So look, it's one of these things. Harrison's been a very consistent player for us. Great lad, and you take good players away from any team, they're going to be missed. But it's as a door closes, another one opens, and it'll give someone an opportunity. Now, the whole of our squad know how we play. They have an understanding of in possession, out of possession, the transition, and whoever comes in, got to take the place. As simple as that, Paul. Now. How close is Ricardo Calder getting in? I know he played half at, I think it was Harbour recently in that arranged friendly, but he's champing at the bit according to his social media account, so that must be good news, like having a new player again.
We played 90 minutes. To the untrained eye, he played the first half for Harbour, which made the game even tougher, for us. But look, the one thing I can say about Ricardo is that when he was in the side at the beginning of the season, we looked a decent side, and this kid's a good player, and he's had a little bit of bad luck, not just with us, but in his career as well. He's as focused as I've ever seen him, and he's been over to St George's after he played in the Harbour game, just to make sure that everything was right with the injury. And I'll be honest with you, against Brackley, he was nearly included in the 16. So I'd be very surprised if he's if he comes through the St George's trip, that he'll be in the matchday squad for Saturday.
I know you mentioned it briefly, but will the fans see any movement inwards in the next couple of days before the game against Alfreton, or will it be in the future, let's say the next couple of weeks?
Well, hopefully before the Saturday. I think the way we are now, we are things are looking pretty sparse in the squad. That's not saying we won't be able to put a strong side out. Apart from probably Harrison, everyone's fitting well. Crofts will be okay. Crofts got through 60-65 minutes on in the Brackley game, but we're working really, really hard to bring 1 or 2 additions in. But the additions have got to be, they've got to complement us, and more so they've got to complement our group now, because this is it's becoming a really tight knit group, and they've got to complement that. It's a great team spirit, and Yeah, they've got to come in, and they've got to be good players now to get into this squad.
I suppose also it's nothing that you can do about this, but the weather now is beginning to have an impact on games with first of all, the monsoon, and then we're going to have the frozen pitches, and the icebergs will be out there with the snow. So not only we've got COVID to deal with, we've got the pitches to deal with. It's going to be an interesting couple of months. It must make your job, again, rather frustrating, not knowing that you can prepare properly for a game with it being under threat all the time.
If I'm honest, Paul, with the last 18 months, I have a certain philosophy that just control the controllables, and we'll keep planning, we'll keep working hard, and whether weather, COVID, whatever comes our way, we'll plan for every eventuality. I thought we came through the last COVID situation well. We tweaked a few things. We've tweaked a few things in training. Boys have shown a tremendous appetite, but look, with COVID, with the weather, it's an uncontrollable. So, all we're doing is focusing on Alfreton, and when Alfreton's finished, we'll focus on the Brackley game. But 2 good games to get our teeth into, and hopefully we can get a decent points haul from both.
Yeah, it'll be nice to march on, won't it, from Brackley. When we beat Leamington, we had to wait 2 weeks or so for another game. But after this game, which is a great win against the top of the league, can't deny that, it'll be nice to get another game against another top side, Alfreton. They are a good side, and certainly we have a good record against them in recent seasons. Let's keep that going. But they always give us a hard game to the Reds at Alfreton. And of course, you'll recognise some of the seats as Rockingham Road seats are in their ground.
Yeah, look, it's a fabulous club. Obviously, I live up that neck of the woods anyway. I've had some fabulous games against Alfreton in the past. Some really good games. You've got good players. They are where they are because they're doing well. Got good players, good side. As people will know, I don't really concentrate too much on that position. If we impose ourselves, that's all I'm concerned about. It's controllable. We can't control Alfreton. If we do what we're good at, then I'll just say we're a match for anybody in the league. I've called for consistency right since the beginning of the season. We've tried to amend the things that have gone wrong, based around the sort of the youth of the side. Boys are learning at an incredible pace, and for that I've got to give them credit. It's been tough sometimes because we've got such a young squad, but the one thing they've got bundles and bundles of energy. Me and John laugh at the training ground. They don't want to come off the training ground at nights. They just want to sit. They want to when we ask them, the vaccinated players to come in, the work we put into them, they were just like little school kids. They just loved it and they lapped it up. So the one thing that we've got in abundance is desire application, and all we need to do really, and all we need to do moving forward is eradicate these little probably schoolboy errors, Paul, that you've seen us, our supporters have seen us make, and to be fair, we've been on the wrong end of a bit of bad luck in some games. We've gone up to Chorley, and I thought it was in command of the game at Chorley for the first 20 minutes, and then goalkeeper drops the ball. Don't just drop the ball, but it pushes it right in front of the centre forward who couldn't miss. All little things like that. The goal at Hereford, which all of a sudden dictates the tempo of the game and which way the game's going. But to be honest, the boys, we've sat down, we've spoke. You've been in some of the meetings we've had, and not just on the coaching field, but out and trying to improve the concentration levels, in trying to improve that mindset is key for young players. And we're going to have wobbles moving forward, but what we've got a good nucleus of young players, and I hope that now we've got over that little bit of a blip, and that we can go and feel confident of going back into somebody's back garden, and like we did at Leamington, and win a game and create chances and score goals.
Finally, Paul, on a positive note, it was great to see that young Jackson Smith has had his loan extended from Wolves for the rest of the season. That must give him the joy to play with Kettering yet again, and also a little bit more consistency as well, and putting pressure on Reece, the number 2 goalkeeper at the moment. Yeah,
look, we've got 2 great young goalkeepers. I said it right from the beginning of the season. Both have had the wobble as well. Just keep saying, the kids are going to have wobbles. both have got good futures in the game if they have a bit of luck, and if they carry on the same mindset and in the same pathway in which they're on. Great competition for places. It's a great sort of dilemma for me in terms of who plays. Things at the minute. Jackson's been doing really well. Reece has had to eat a little bit of humble pie, and he's watching from the sidelines at the minute. But that's pressure. You've got to deal with pressure in this game, and if you can't deal with pressure, then they say, lads need to go and find something else to do, because that's a good pressure to have. Having someone breathing down your neck every week makes you perform. I believe.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much. You need to go in training tonight, and then obviously happy birthday celebrations later, I suppose, and we'll see you at Alfreton.
Yeah, we'll leave the celebrations till, in case we get 3 points on Saturday or a point, that'd be nice. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.